Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to Kiki's Kitchen. It is hot, hot, hot outside, and I've been running all day. Got my hair cut, got my nails done, had a lot of things to get accomplished today. And I had promised my husband, you know, when I made ice cream for you probably 2 weeks ago, and I promised him I would make him chocolate. I made you vanilla so that you could see how easy the vanilla was. And there's so many things. You can put strawberries over vanilla. You can do so many different things to make vanilla what you want to. So that's why I wanted to show you that one. Today, I'm going to show you his favorite, which is chocolate. And I'll tell you a few little things you can do if you're a chocolate peanut butter fan too. But it is as simple. It will take you no time to do this. It takes, of course, about 30 minutes to run my little. This was $14.99, I think, when I bought it, which is probably 5 years ago, in Walmart. It's a little plastic one, and I think they have the same thing now for $19.99. But you don't need a fancy machine to do it. You just need a quick little turner, and that's a 4-quart. That is a 4-quart ice cream maker. So this is how simple it is. Not even kidding you. We're going to use a cup and 1/4 of plain white sugar. Here's a cup and 1/4. We're going to use 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. We are going to use a teaspoon of instant coffee or espresso powder, whatever you have. I happen to have, this is Starbucks medium roast instant coffee, works the same. I'm gonna do, and the coffee does not make it taste like coffee. It just gives it such a deep, delicious chocolate flavor. So don't omit this step thinking it's gonna make it taste like coffee, because it does not. So 1 teaspoon of that. And this I got at Walmart, so it's nothing fancy. It is Starbucks medium roast, but it's instant coffee, and it lasts when you're, this is pretty much all I use it for. I don't drink instant coffee. I'd rather not have coffee. And then finally, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa. Plain unsweetened cocoa. Then I'm gonna, and I put it in here because it just makes it easier to pour it into my canister. I take my whisk, and I wanna whisk all of this stuff together. Get your head out of there because that cocoa powder will fly. But I want to mix it because I want to get down the lumps, particularly out of the cocoa flour, and I want to get it all nice and mixed together. That looks pretty good. Next, this is how simple this is. There are no tempering of any eggs, and the best part about this is a lot of times with homemade ice cream, you know, you'll freeze it because it'll come out soft serve, and then I'll put it in the freezer to let it firm up a little bit. But this stays creamy. So many of the ice creams that I've had, homemade ice creams that I've had, oh my gosh, you have to put them in the microwave almost because they're like ice bricks. This does not do that. This stays pretty creamy. So I have a quart of heavy whipping cream, and in that's gonna go I'm trying to pour it slow so I don't splotch it all over myself, which is typically what I do. I'm gonna kind of blend that in just a little bit. You wanna make sure that when you do this, you pick everything up from the bottom, because all the good stuff's on the bottom, you know that. You do need rock salt to make ice cream. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, that feels like I'm good and incorporated. And then I need a quart of half and half. And then that's gonna go. And look at that. We've just about made ice cream. That's it. There is no tempering of eggs. There is no nothing. You put these things into a tea pitcher and mix them up. Now I am gonna add one more thing, which is vanilla. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla. And mix it again. But I will tell you that my canister, my metal canister, is in the freezer. I put it there when I started to gather all of my stuff. So it's been in there about 15 minutes. I just threw that away, for goodness sakes. So it's been in there for about 15 minutes just because it was in my garage. That's where it lives when it's off duty. And it's 100 degrees out there. So rather than to make it work harder than it has to, and it's always good whenever you're whipping cream or anything that you want to, get cold, to put it in the freezer first. And I have it in the freezer with the paddle. Okay, I'm scraping the bottom real good and the sides to make sure I got as much up as I can and make sure it's all blended in there nicely. Finally, I'm going to take a taste of it because you always take a taste of everything. See, that is exactly why. Because I thought it was all mixed up. I'm going to take a taste of it, and there's a big old chunk of cocoa, which it will blend. Make no mistake, it will blend, but you want to do as best you can. It's like the best chocolate milk ever. Okay, so let's get the canister. And let me get a scoop. My ice scoop. And I'm going to put my canister in down inside here. And this is the paddle, and you'll see that has the end that has the hole in it that the motor goes into. That has a little notch rounded end, and it fits right down inside. I'm going to pour my loveliness in here. See, I got some stuff at the bottom, and I'm not going to worry about that terribly because I should have taken this. If you do as I do, or do as I say and not as I do, as my mother used to say, you will take a spoon, because look at all that dry stuff. That's not good. Let's take you out for a second. Stay there. I want it, and it really did taste wonderful. So it's even going to taste even better having all this extra stuff. Like my mama used to say, do as I say, not as I do. So what you want to do is take your spoon, after you've whisked it, take your spoon, get down to the bottom and make sure you get all the dry stuff. Wouldn't have been the worst thing, but more flavor is always more better, right? Now let's try this again. Put this back in here. And because I'm me and I can't stand the mess, now let's put it back down in our ice cream mixer. Let's put the lid on. Fits right over the top here. Let's get this out of my way. And I gotta wipe this mess up because I'm gonna be stringing the cord along here. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, much better. You know, I can't think if it's crazy, right? If I got a mess, I can't think. So I have my rock salt. You gotta have rock salt. Do not let someone say, regular salt will work, or just use, no, it's got to be rock salt. Rock salt, the deal is you put the rock salt, you layer the ice, rock salt, all up to the top, and then as it churns, the ice will melt down, and you continue to add rock salt, ice, and the water temperature of the melted ice with the rock salt is what helps this to get so cold it turns. So that's just what I've learned. So I'm going to put just a little bit of rock salt on both sides. Some more ice. This will take probably about 30 minutes. And like I said, at that point in time, it will be, it'll be soft serve, very, very soft, very delicious. But I like to I like it to be a little bit more prominent. Not to say that I don't like a good, very clean soft serve, because I do. All right, that looks good. So now let's put the lid on, or the motor. So it's got a little square deal here, and that's gonna, and then it has two little slide things on the side. And there are two slots cut in the side of the bucket. So what you want to do is put this down in here. Probably should have not done all the ice first, but you know, you do what you do. You want to put the ice, put it in the hole, and then twist it, and it'll lock right in there. And it worked. You'll love it when a plan comes together. So I'm going to turn this on, and it's going to be really loud and noisy. And I will kind of come back to you and show you, especially if you've never used one of these before, and show you what it looks like as it melts and you continue to add the ice. So stay with me. I'm going to turn on, and it's going to be noisy when it starts. I'll be right back. And we have lids on. You can hear how loud it is. So, and it right away, as soon as it did this, the ice level went down. So I'm going to add a little bit more ice. And check it in about 10 minutes. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I've unplugged this for just a second because I want you to see how far down that goes. And that's about every 5 minutes it goes down that far. So I'm going to plug it back in. I'm going to actually put a little bit of raw salt and a little bit of ice on the top, and it's going to go spinning again. So, and how you know it's done is it'll stop. It'll be thick enough inside that the paddle stops, and the resistance on the paddle will stop it, and it'll just grind to a stop. So we'll see that in a second. So hang in there. Okay, you can hear it slowing up. Actually, you can hear it. I clicked it on just right at the right seconds, because not only did it slow up, but it's pretty much stopped. So let me unplug it and get some of this top ice out. Get this in. And here's a little word about safety. When I'm doing this, I like to do it in the sink because I like the overflow to fall into my sink. However, you do not want to mix electric and water. So when it is in my sink, my sink is off limits to anyone. My husband knows this. If there's ice cream churning, then anything that has to be washed just has to wait. So let's take this out of here. You do not want to dump this salt water down your pipes. That's not a good thing. I have been told we're not doing that anymore. So my husband will take it out and dump it in the dirt. So, and here it is. Here it is, my friends. This is honestly one of the best chocolate ice creams ever. Just delicious. So hang on one second and let me get a container. I'm going to take this out. I'm not going to do that on camera. I know you want me to, but I'm just not going to. So I'll be right back and I'll show you what I do with it. Oh, I decided to go ahead and show you anyway. Of course, never fails. I can't have that beeping going on. Okay, so you take this out. This paddle, if my husband were home, would be one of his. He loves this paddle. That's one of his things to clean up, so to speak. So you want to get all of your ice cream off of your paddle. Look how delicious that is. Like I said, that's beautiful, perfect soft serve ice cream right there. But I will tell you, not even kidding you when I say this doesn't get rock hard, and you don't get a more simple ice cream recipe than this. And that is true. Now, the other thing I had mentioned to you is that if you want to add peanut butter to this, while it's swirling, or when I put it in there, when it's still liquid, when I've loaded up, I melt peanut butter, and you can get crunchy or creamy, and I melt it in the microwave, and I swirl it in to the liquid mixture. But I promised my husband I would give him just plain chocolate today, so that's why I didn't do it. But I will do it another time so I can show you for chocolate peanut butter. And because you melt it, and when you put it in the canister and you stir up your mixture of the creams and sugars, and then you just keep stirring as you swirl in that melted peanut butter, and then it starts mixing together. It is it just comes into beautiful little ribbon chunks. It's just wonderful. It really is very good. I'll show you that another time. Okay, so now into now this container, I will tell you, my friend used to own a daycare, and so she always had ice cream for the children that she would buy, and she would get it in these great big giant containers. So because she knew I made ice cream all the time, she would save them for me. So I've got several so that I can make several different flavors and always have them on hand, which I do. A lot of times for desserts, my friends will come over and we'll just have an ice cream sundae bar. And trust me, they love that. Anyway, best chocolate ice cream absolutely ever. I'm going to put it in the freezer outside so that it can, firm up. And I hope you give chocolate ice cream a try. It's summer, it's hot, you need this. Have a good night, bye.